For your cowboy boot Christmas stocking, you'll need to print off your pattern. You will need your fabric, about a half a yard. This is a medium and a light chambray. You will need felt or any other lining fabric that you choose. I like working with felt. It doesn't slip or slide, it doesn't ravel, and it doesn't fray, and it stays where it's supposed to be. You can use any fringe that you have or want to get. These were from the home deck department. You can use any amount of beads, and since this is kind of a western theme, I've gone into my turquoise stock. I love turquoise, and I'm pulling out beads and trims and to possibly go on these. These are some embroidered motifs that will probably go on this set, but I'm going to switch and change around the foot of the boot to make a two-tone. And put some trim here. Same thing with this set. Switch and change these around, and now we're ready to sew. The lining will be sewn starting on the front of the lining and sewn around, and leave a large opening in the back. That's to turn it with. We will be sewing first the top and the bottom of these boots together before we put the two outside of the boot together. Leave the space. So the trim is on the ankle of the boot. Now we're going to finish sewing the seam all around. So I'll turn right sides back together and finish sewing around the toe. Before we can turn this, we need to trim off all the excess around the toe and on the corners. Clip up into the seam, not the seam, just to it. Clip the corners, and let's trim out a little bit of this. We need to do the same thing with the lining. Clip some of this out. So now I'm going to turn the outside of the cowboy boot right side out. To attach the lining, we're going to put the right side of the boot with the right side of the lining. Those are seams outside, and sew them together across the top. And the top of the boot has a groove in it, so let's cut down into that seam allowance so that it will lay more nicely. I'm going to turn the lining partially out. We'll close this seam. And the lining of the boot will now be pushed down into the body of the stocking. And it's a matter of just now smoothing out the inside lining with the outside of the stocking, and we're ready to bead and fringe to our heart's content.